welcome to the debut
Yes.
edition of the Gaming Chair, presented to you by True Urban Culture, the only culture that's true. I go by the name of Ladale, Fashionisto. I'm here alongside my co-host.
What's going on, everybody? It's Isaiah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Isaiah, I mean, when I first met you, bro, there's two things that we connected on: music and game.
You know it. Take
You
them
know,
back.
those are the two things that we connected on. Like, bro, like after I found you was game, I'm like, yeah, man, this gonna be my guy right here.
Oh yeah, we can talk about it all, bro. And since then, bro, we have talked about it all.
For sure, bro. For sure, bro. But right now, like next gen, right? It's only been like what 6 months? I believe about 6 months now since the start of next
hmm
gen. And it's been kind of rough. It's been kind of rough, you know.
Yeah.
The whole process of trying to find these next gen systems out here. I've been on next gen since the start with the Series X. It's been hell trying to get one. I know
Right.
we've been trying. I've also been trying to get the PS5s. You know how me and you we was like hit each other up back and forth like yo like you got the PS5 yet? You got the PS5 yet? And we say each other links.
You're right. Hey,
Go
you
right
can
there,
download it here. You can
and
download
then
it
it's
here.
gone.
You can get it
Right there,
here.
it's gone. So, but you find you just joined next gen, right?
I did. Probably about a month ago.
All right. So you team Sony or you team Microsoft? Where you at?
Gotta go with Team Sony, baby. Sony's been holding it down for me since the PS1. I haven't switched since. I'm not saying
Yeah.
I'm a fanboy, but that's my team right there.
See. I was just about to get into that because you have some they choose one or the other.
Right.
They're like I'm team Sony, I'm team Microsoft. But you, on the other hand, like you can play either or, right?
I could. But I've only been able to play my friends' Xboxes, and that's rare because a lot of them they were Team Sony too.
Now, do you have do you have like any preferences on the Xbox? Like any games that you like enjoy, like any exclusives, like any thing like what, like this might be worth copying a Xbox system for.
Hmm. I will say, whenever the Xbox 360 came out, I did want to play the Gears of War series really, really bad. But I will also say that's the flip side of that. I was like, it was only the multiplayer, so I never really saw the single player gameplay of Gears of War. Now, Halo, on the other hand, Halo, that multiplayer right there, that thing hooked me on the team play aspect. Like the multiplayer, whenever that came out with like the LAN games where everybody can sit up their Xboxes around one room and play against everybody, that like hooked me. That was like the moment where I was like, yo, multiplayer and playing against my friends that are like 8 of us at the same time, that was new for me. And I was like, yo, I need to get an Xbox. But it never happened, strangely. It never happened.
Never,
Never, bro.
like you like never care like on the 360, the Xbox One, the Series X or S, like none of the systems appeal to you.
It didn't. Like once I got a hold of the exclusives for the PlayStation, I was sold. And then from there, that's when all the arguments about the video game started. It was like, but do you have God of War? They were like, do you have Gears of War? And it's like, do you guys got Uncharted? There's always an argument for it, and it's like I don't think any of my Xbox friends actually did ever play those games. And I'm actually myself, I never got to play Gears of War or beat like Halo 3 or any of that. So it's like,
Man, bro, I got the Halo Definitive Edition, like coming like from Halo 1 oil to Halo 4. Never beat any one of them. The God of War series, never beat those.
oh,
The Fable series, never beat those. But me, I play whatever since I could get my hands on.
right.
Cause like I said, like me and you, bro, like since October, we were trying to get on this PS5 wave, but it's hard. Like the bots, they just come up and they just scoop up the system. They make it hard for us, regular people, us regular people to try to get our hands on these. But me personally, like I said, I play whichever I could get my hands on. Right now, it's the Series X,
Right.
but as you can tell, ain't really that much exclusive to play right now on it.
It's really
It's
not,
like
bro.
every day that you could play on the Series X, you could play on the Xbox One.
Really.
So it's like, why upgrade? Like, yeah, you can upgrade for like the upscale graphics, and the faster, hard drive space and the load times and stuff like that. But is that really worth sharing out? What is it, like $300 for a Series S or like $500 for a Series X? Is
Right.
it really worth it? You know, which brings me to our first topic here. Did Microsoft and Sony botch their respective launches on next gen? Like, what do you think?
It's a it's a yes and no because we know what's happening with the times as far as like Corona and everything going out with the virus. So it's like we get that people have to work from home. We get that there could have been a lot of delays. Like you saw what happened with Cyberpunk. Everybody's
Mhm.
working from home and there's bug after bug after bug for that game. And that was one of the big launch titles for all the next gen stuff. Even though it was on last gen, it was on next gen. And that's what everybody's really promoting. They got
Yeah.
everybody behind it, especially for Microsoft. So it's like once that got a bad rep, you started looking to see what other games you had to play. And then once you realize, like, man, like you were saying, like a lot of the games that you can play on next gen, they're already on last gen. Which is, I mean, that's what they usually do whenever there is a next gen console. They have the same game for the last gen. But I will say, like, they kind of botched it as far as like not giving players the next gen experience whenever we purchase the next gen console. Like you wait so long to get one, and then once you finally get your hands on it to play something, you're still playing something that you could have played with the last gen. There's only a few games out right now for the PS5 that you can play and get that next gen experience with Spider-Man Miles Morales, even though it's on last gen. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Astro's Playroom, that's a PS exclusive, so that one's
What
gonna
is the things about that?
that one's like it feels like a little kid game, but at the same time, it's introducing you to that DualSense controller. So uh you get to experience like the vibrations going through the controller, the triggers, how they're like adaptive. Like it really, really, you really get that sense of like, oh, this is next gen because this controller is like really immersive. Like you feel like you feel the restriction on the trigger, and you feel the vibration on one side of the controller or just going through. Like if you tilt your hands, you feel that vibration going from one side to the other. And
Oh,
it's
that's
like, whoa, this is different. This is not the PS4 at all. And that's one good thing that I can't say that PlayStation did do a good job of is that controller. Like that thing will change the game experience a lot. Like I was playing the Immortals Phoenix Rising, and that game, I would say it's a Ubisoft game, so it's like you can consider it if you've heard of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, how it's like Greek
yeah.
mythology and stuff like that. So with that game, it feels kind of just like that, but with a Fortnite skin on it. So you still got the crouching, the sneaking, and the stealthy like gameplay, but at the same time, you can put it in a God of War theme where you have all the Greek gods and stuff like that. And the progression in it is fast. And with that game, you can also feel the DualSense controller. Like they're really taking advantage of that. That's you don't really see like the graphics in a like in that realistic aspect to where you can say, oh, this is next gen because the graphics are like super incredible. But the way that the game is fluid, and I can say this with all PS5 games so far, like all the gameplay is like really, really fluid. So even though you don't see the next gen graphics, the fluidity of all the gameplay, I will say it is there on the next gen. Like it doesn't feel choppy at all in any game I've played so far.
Okay, see, that was gonna be my next thing because you mentioned something about in terms of the graphics. Now, granted, like I have a 4K TV, so I understand like the TV matters. You
Right.
just went to 8K,
Yeah, I
so
do
you
got an 8K. Got an 8K TV. I had to go all out for the PS5.
but with these games, bro, like, do you really feel like the jump, like, is there really like a true jump in graphics from like PS4 to PS5, or from Xbox One? In my case, from Xbox One to Xbox Series X. Like, do you really see that jump in graphics?
Um, it's a I honestly don't. As of right now, I don't. Like, you can look at all the game trailers, like especially if like for the 2K games, those graphics looks amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like even for Madden, like you can tell that there's a graphical difference from the PS4 to the PS5. Because I won't say that I actually played the PS5 version of Madden, but the PS4 version, I'll be like, this looks realistic. But once I saw the PS5 version, I was like, oh yeah, there's a difference.
Oh, I disagree with you. I have to disagree with you because
No.
I have Madden 21 on both the Xbox One and the Series X. Aside from aside from right the new cutscenes, like shots of the audience and the faster load times, it looks like the same game.
As far as
Gameplay is smooth. The gameplay is smooth. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, I think that's what it's doing too. Whenever you're saying that, like the visuals kind of look the same, and the animations are definitely the same. But as far as whenever they're moving, like as far as like say the quarterback snaps the ball and you see him drop back, it seems like you can see like the jersey moving in different ways. It's like the subtle details compared to like the overall gameplay. You don't see a difference?
I mean, man, like when you're in the middle of a game, you're trying to win. Like you ain't really pay attention.
You ain't looking at all that.
You ain't looking at all that, man. Like, you're trying to win the game, bro. But I'm hoping that the jump and for Madden 22 will be more, noticeable.
Yeah.
Because I remember, from the jump from like PS3 to PS4, it was like that for the first game for Madden 25. Like it wasn't really that much of a jump in graphics. But the following year's game, that's when the jump happened. Like you
Right.
get to see, like, like the extra attention to detail to like, like the body scans and stuff like that, the facial scans, so that's what I'm hoping for. But NBA 2K21, yes, NBA 2K21, I definitely see it for
Yeah.
sure.
They did a good job with that. But 2K always has like crazy graphics. They always got a good jump as far as like seeing the sweat, seeing the players like celebrating all that after the play. Like they do a really good job as far as their detail goes.
Oh my god, for sure. And even like right now, you can have like up to 3 commentary teams. Like Madden, like you don't forget that Madden. You hear the same commentary every game, and 2K
Yeah.
got multiple options. So that's crazy, bro. But
It's definitely good.
as far for me, as far like whether or not it was botched or not, I think it was, but I'm gonna give them a pass due to the pandemic.
Right.
This was like basically like the first time in like gaming history where you were approaching like a next gen launch of like new systems in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
So obviously, some stores, they would close for like the longest amount of time, but then they only allow like a certain amount of people in stores. So that basically puts all the emphasis on online shopping. They're
This
trying
is true.
to get people online, and with that, it's hard to do so with all the bots out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember, bro, I'm on IG, right? When they just announced like the launch for the PS5, they announced the pre-order date and everything. I'm on Amazon. I have like basically like 5 tabs open. I got Amazon, I got Best Buy, I got GameStop, I got Walmart. You name it, it's open. I got I got my debit card information on each.
Ready.
I'm clicking. Then the browser just froze. I'm like, hold on, like I know my internet is good. Like I got top of the line internet. Like what's going on? The system crashed because of the bots. So it's hard to beat bots. Like even like with me and you, like I said, like when we were trying to like, we were sending each other like, messages like, yo, like it's available, like hop on and get it, like try to claim it.
Right.
And by the time you get to it. So
it's sold out.
right. But I guess on the flip side, you could say, well, Microsoft and Sony, they should have prepared for that. But I guess there's really no way of knowing because a lot of these decisions are made way ahead of time.
Right.
Way ahead of time. But I'll say this though, both companies seem to kind of like they're working to to kind of like appease the gamers more by giving them more options to gaming rather than having to go out to like buy like the latest editions of games. Now you can basically stream all of them. You
Yeah.
got your Game Passes, you got your PlayStation Nows. So that basically brings us to our next topic here. Do you support subscription-based gaming? Like, are we in support of it? Me personally, I'm in support of it. What do you think? 'Cause I know you like to collect. Like you
I'm
collect
a
game
collector.
and all that.
I'm a collector. Like I have to have the physical. I have to have the physical. But I will say honestly, I support it as well because whenever so I love campaign games. I love that adventure. I love the start to finish. I love the storyline. Like sometimes I can care less as far for multiplayer. Like I got my normal multiplayer games I play, but when it comes to a game, I play it to beat it. I played it to collect everything I can. I'm not saying I strive for platinum trophies or all that to get 100%, but I want to beat that game for everything that they have. And with Redbox not doing games anymore, not selling, I mean, not letting you rent games anymore, I don't have the opportunity to get a game for cheap and beat it in a day and take it right back. Because that was my setup for a long time. Go to Redbox, get a game, beat it in 1 to 2 days, take it right back, and get the next game that they had, and I beat that. I'm telling you, bro, I was on it, and then I heard that they were stopping it, so I was like, man, how am I gonna go to GameStop or wherever I get my games from and basically buy a $50 game, beat it in a day, and then be done with it? I did not want that to happen. So with subscription gaming, I'm like, shoot, if I just pay some dollars a month, however many dollars a month, I can just play all these games. All I gotta do is download it. So the support is there for those. Because I mean, even buying hard copy discs, you don't really do that anymore because the games, I'm not gonna say they're too easy, but they don't have that lasting effect to where I'm a little kid and I have to wait for myself to get back home from school and I don't have enough time to play this game from start to finish compared to now where I can play that game all day because I got all the time in the world. So I just want it's not that I want games to be longer or shorter. I want the story to be there, but I don't know. Buying games at that full price, you only do that when the hype is real for it. But if a game's already been out for a long time, like Doom Eternal, that's one game that's still $59.99. I don't mind it. I don't mind buying it for full price because I'm a gamer.
I think that joint's on Game Pass right now.
But I should have did the subscription, man, because I could have just downloaded it.
Shout out to Microsoft. I think that joint's on Game Pass.
It's a good game. It's an amazing game. I love Doom. So it's like, man, get that subscription because it's a lot cheaper. It's the new Redbox.
The only problem though, is like certain games, you can only have like a certain amount of time to play. Like I know, like they just on PlayStation now.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, are you subscribed to PlayStation now?
I'm not because, like I said, I'm ready for the next gen. Like I'm not trying to go back and play old games. Not in a bad way, but it's just nothing really from the last gen catches my eye that I haven't already beat. Besides Doom, I just recently bought Doom. I needed to get that, but yeah, if it's not a recent game, I'm probably not gonna go back and play it.
See, I feel you on that, but they just recently put out the Marvel's Avengers game, right? The Square Enix game. A game that had a lot of hype, but honestly did not live up to the hype with the story and everything like that. But that's on PlayStation now right now. Actually, I think I'm gonna play that right after this show.
Hey,
I'm on PlayStation
you gotta
now.
let me know how you like it.
Yeah, I know I'm not gonna like it because I played a demo of it at New York Comic Con, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like the control like so clunky, like so hard to control Iron Man. I'm like, and that was before I really knew what the story was, the full story. And then once they released a trailer featuring Miss Marvel, shout out to Miss Marvel. Nothing wrong with Miss Marvel, by the way, but for the first Avengers game, nobody wanted the story to be based around Miss Marvel.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Because this was around the time that Endgame came out. Like we're actually seeing all your Marvel characters, seeing their end of the film that's lasted, or the film franchise has lasted 10 years. then you got to play as her. No
Yeah,
offense to her.
she's the center. Like, man, they just botched the whole thing. But it's a but the great thing about PlayStation now is that some of these games, like you said, are like so hyped up,
Mhm.
and they do not do well. You can just play them on PlayStation now and try them out.
Right.
You know, and then even in my case with Game Pass, no Game Pass they have the exclusive rights like all the EA games. They have the Bethesda Studio games. So you basically have all the Xbox exclusives. And just recently they got MLB The Show, which is basically like Sony makes MLB The Show.
Right. This is
You
true.
know, now it's on Microsoft systems and all that, but now you can play it on Game Pass. So sometimes like it's great for somebody like me who, although I am a gamer, I'm not someone that basically go out my way to try to beat every game. Cause
Mhm.
I have plenty of games I haven't beaten. Like, bro, I haven't even beaten God of War 3, and that was on PS3.
Oh, oh, yeah, we might have to take you back, man. I got a PS3 sitting right behind me, man. And I'm willing to just send it up to you so you
Bro,
can
my
beat
joint
that
very
game.
close. My joint very close, bro.
Wipe the dust off of that thing, man.
Word, wipe the dust off. I don't think my controller worked.
Oh, bro.
I dropped that too many times, bro. But for somebody like me, who, although like I said, I'm a gamer, but I guess you could say I'm more on the casual side of things.
Mm.
Like basically, like some games, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I was supposed to get that day one. I ain't get it yet,
Oh, bro.
but
It's
I'm
actually
definitely.
pretty good, man. It's
I
actually
know.
pretty good.
I know it's good. Plus, I'm a big fan of like Norse mythology. Like I was a fan of the show Vikings back when they used to come on the History Channel. So
I didn't
once I
watch that
paused
show.
it's a dope show, bro. It's a dope show. Better than Game of Thrones, honestly.
Oh, I've heard, bro. I've heard.
It's way better
Like
than Game of Thrones.
I've heard really good things about that. I watched the first episode, but I don't know why I never finished it.
Bro, you gotta get back on it. I know that was a sidebar, but like, yeah. But no, for real though, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Once I've like checked out the story and see how they're basically playing out the whole aspect of Norse mythology, I'm like, all right, yeah, this is definitely a game that I'm gonna get. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm waiting for it to like go on Game Pass or something like that. That's just what I'm waiting for. But yeah, man, like I'm all in support subscription based gaming because right now, it's hard shutting out $70 for
Yes.
every next gen release.
Yeah.
So just to have an option where basically like you could just buy a next gen system, you could have like a catalog of over like 200 games to play.
Right.
That's a win right there.
It really is.
Like on the Series S or the Series X, and then also on PC, like it's so crazy being the Microsoft ecosystem that you don't really need to buy a next gen system because you can just if you have a great graphics card on your PC, you can basically download to your joints and play them on your PC.
And my friend actually just told me that he does that. He's like, yeah,
I
man, I play
can't.
my Xbox games on my PC on my Windows computer. I'm like, yo, what? You could do that?
I personally can't do it.
I was like, dang.
I can't do it, bro. I
Does it
can't
feel
do it.
different?
I don't want to say that it feels different. It's just that I'm so used to consoles. Like I've been a console gamer. I don't mean to show my age. Either I am considered to be the old head on the Out of Bounds podcast, sports based podcast. I'm considered to be the old head. But I've been basically playing like games since like the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
Oh
Yeah,
no, you're not an old head, bro. You're just a real gamer. A
exactly,
long journey that you've
exactly.
come so far, man.
A lot of blisters on my fingers.
A lot of broken controllers through the
A
years.
lot of broken controllers, a lot of lost cartridges.
A
Going
lot
back
of
to David cartridge game. Got blown Paul's got blown cartridges and all that. Like see today young don't already know about that. But
man.
I come from that area. So me like be like on a because back then, like before, Microsoft became what it was, like you basically had to be like on a mouse and keyboard, so like that playing games. I can't do that. I know it's not exactly like that anymore because now you have the option, to like use to hook up your Xbox controller with the USB and all that. But me, bro, I'm old school. I'd rather just play my joints on the systems.
Yeah, I feel you on that. That's why you bought it.
For sure, exactly. But bro, like, what type of games are like? What type of gamer would you consider yourself to be? 'Cause like I just said, I'm more of a casual gamer. I like sports games, fighting games, some
Right.
shooters. What type of a gamer are you? Like, are you more like on a hardcore side of things, or you more like I like you play whenever?
Uh, I'm definitely hardcore, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm a hardcore gamer because that's like been my escape since I was a kid. Since the Sega Genesis era, Nintendo 64, like Nintendo 64, the Super Nintendo. I I was like this close to beating Super Mario at like the age of 4. Bro,
Mm.
like Bowser, I could not beat him to this day because I never got a chance to go back. My dad sold the PlayStation. I mean, he sold the Nintendo and he sold the
Uh,
Sega. I was like, no, I still had things to do. And then the Sega Genesis, I almost beat Double Dragon. That game, if you lose all your lives, you got to start all the way over. And when I tell you, I got to the same part about 50 times as a kid, bro, I was like, I was crying. It's the first time I cried over a game, bro. I was like, oh, so far, but I never beat it. And then since then, that's why I was like, yo, I got to beat every game I touch. And I've been a gamer ever since, bro. It's like every game I played, I beat like multiple times, especially in the PlayStation 1 days, in the PlayStation 2 games, bro. Final Fantasy, I would put over 100 hours in that game, bro. Not because it's a hard game or anything, but that's one of the games where I was like, yo, I got to find everything. I got to do it all. And then the PS3, they started introducing trophies. So then I knew, like, oh, I still got a lot more to do in this game. I got to do that combo that they want me to get so I can get this trophy. So it's like, I will say trophies did, they kind of set the bar as far as like, did you do everything in the game? And did you experience the game in full capacity as far as like the developers made this trophy for a reason? Did you find it? Even if it doesn't say like what the trophy is, you're like, oh, I want to 100% this thing. Let me look up what else is missing because I'm a big Easter egg fan. So these days I like watching Easter egg videos. Like, what did the developers put in there? Since cheat codes aren't really a thing no more. Back
Now I
in
miss cheat codes, bro. I remember back in the day on Grand Theft Auto, where you just insert the cheat code, you get like infinite amounts of money and weapons. It's like you can't
yeah,
do it no more.
it's like now the cheat codes aren't really a thing, bro. It's like, well, trophies are the new thing. Easter eggs are the new thing. Like, what else does this game have to offer? Like, I'm hardcore with it, man. I gotta experience the game in its full effect.
Now, what games are you enjoying right now?
Right now, so I don't burn myself out. I'll play like a good weekend full of Spider-Man, Miles Morales. This week I'm on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And then just today I started that Immortals Phoenix Rising, and I'm actually hooked on that game because it's a good break from the Assassin's Creed series, even though it feels the exact same. Immortals Phoenix Rising's like it doesn't take itself serious. So there's humor in it. They crack jokes. It's like quirky. So it gives me like Ratchet and Clank vibes, but in an Assassin's Creed type gameplay world. So right now that one's got all my attention. Like I was on Doom for a little while, but I was like, man, I'm always playing shooters. Let me just play something with adventure. So that Immortals Phoenix Rising, I'm probably gonna end up beating that before I beat Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Spider-Man Miles Morales, though, that's a good game, bro. It was hard to put that one down, bro. It was really hard to put that one down.
Is it better than the original?
Um, since it's a different story,
Yeah, I
and
know it's
like,
shorter as well.
yeah, because it's like during snow, like you just see like different things, so it's kind of hard to compare it to the original Spider-Man. But I'll say as of right now they're about tied. Because that Spider-Man remake, man, that thing is good. That's a good
Mm.
game right there. And then Miles has like different powers, so you're getting used to the new powers. You're getting used to how he moves around the world, and since he's a young kid, and that Spider-Man was like more seasoned and like knew his opponents, you're not like just some new guy getting your powers. It just feels like they kind of switch roles. So Miles, he's got his powers. He's learning like new things. He's learning like he's got to step up and be a hero. And in that original Spider-Man, or the 2018 Spider-Man, he's already knowing all his opponents. He's got backpacks over the city where it tells the backstory of something that happened. And I don't know. It's just It's different. It's different, but in a good way. So this is about tied right now. You can't really say one's better than the other.
Got you. Now, you basically said that you're the type of gamer that you gotta beat it.
Yeah.
You gotta get those achievements. But as you can see, for those of you guys, it seems like the gaming news scrolling past. I want to get your thoughts on a certain news that just hit the newswire in the gaming community. Sony is filing a patent that allows the AI to play your games for you and monitor your performance. As a hardcore gamer, somebody that prides themselves on developing the skills necessary to beat the games, going extra mile, going to YouTube, searching up tutorials and stuff like that, the Easter eggs. What do you think about this?
I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I actually just heard this news right now as well. I'm not a fan of someone beating the game for me. Like even with the game share where you can watch you can send your game file to one of your friends and they can beat that level for you. I'm never gonna choose that option. I gotta beat it. I gotta beat the game. Like y'all can come over and watch me, bro, but I'm not gonna send you this level because I can't beat it. Like it's not happening. I
You
need
rather you rather get out the mud, huh?
Oh, bro, I gotta do it for myself. I gotta put the team on my back. I gotta get us to the finish line, bro. I don't want an AI to take over. I mean, it's cool. You can monitor my performance, but that's just regular stats. But if I got an AI that wants to take over because I can't get past the level, I think there's a problem.
Man, I'll take that for Gears. Like you can help me out on Gears. But my sports games and my fighting games, man, I'll just I'll rock with that. But what do you think about this new Battlefield games coming to mobile devices? Are you a mobile gamer as well? Or you like to stick to the consoles?
I'm generally a console person. Like mobile games, I actually haven't really downloaded any new games for my phone in a long, long time. Like I of course downloaded the Grand Theft Auto series to my phone. Like that's a time waster. But as far as games on cell phones, I'm not saying they're time wasters, but it's just something to occupy your
They're
time.
battery wasters.
Yo, they're definitely gonna drain that battery, bro.
They're battery wasters.
There's not a lot of things I like to do on my phone, like as far as like gaming. Because I mean, like I said, I'm a console guy. I'm a fan of graphics and I'm a fan of uh basically having all the control with the controllers. Like with cell phone games, like it's really hard to control the moving the screen and shooting at the same time. Like it's a lot of finger work as far as getting that console performance out of your phone. Like with the Grand Theft Auto series, like you can actually control that really good. Like they did a really good job as far as like transferring that over to a cell phone compared to a console. But as far as um like regular shooting games, like I haven't tried the Call of Duty, but I did try PUBG. I will say me and my little brother were taking folks out in PUBG on cell phones. Like we got chicken dinners every other game. Like it was pretty easy compared to a console. So I mean it's a hit and miss as far as like the cell phone video games.
The only cell phone games I mostly play with like Marvel Contest of Champions or like Marvel Strike Force.
Right.
And then after a while, I realized, like, those games are only designed just to get you to spend more money to get the higher level up character.
Yeah.
So, like, man, if that's the case, I might as well just do that on my console, man. Just download the DLC or something. Like,
Exactly. It's just more money that you got to pay
ex-
all the time.
exactly. And the last story, based on our rumor mill, is there's been a mystery Twitter account that's been hinting at a Metal Gear Solid 2 remake. Now, what do you think about the possibility of a Metal Gear Solid 2 remake? And also, not only that, but is there any classic video games out there that you would love to see a remake of? Because Final Fantasy, no, not Final Fantasy, but Resident Evil, yeah, Final Fantasy and Resident Evil,
Yeah, they
they've been
both.
like very busy and heavy on the remakes lately. So you
Um,
Metal Gear Solid?
I actually did play a lot of Metal Gear Solid. Like my little brother, he went through them all. Like me and my little brother are gamers. So he beat all the Metal Gear Solids. I didn't hop on Metal Gear until Metal Gear Solid 4. Guns of the Patriots. Like that was actually a good game. I love that game.
That game maximized the power of the PS3.
Yeah,
That
game
game
was
in God
really
War
good.
3. Yeah.
But as far as the remake thing goes, I Final Fantasy 8 was really good. Like if they can remake that like they remade Final Fantasy 7, that would be good for me because Final Fantasy 8 was like the very first game I was like a start to finish, put a whole bunch of hours in this game and beat it. That was a really good game for me. And then Final Fantasy 10 was good. That would be a good. Well, they did remake that one actually. They did remake that one for the PS3, or was it for the PS4? I want to say it was PS4.
I think it's PS4, yeah.
Yeah, they remade that for the PS4. But I don't know. I want to see like the remake like they did the 7, like new graphics, new all that, new overhaul. As far as a game though, I don't know. I can't say I'm a fan of remakes because I already know what's gonna happen. I like to be surprised. Like when I play a new game, if I get a remake and I already know what happens, then it's like, I've already done this before. I know what's gonna happen next. But
yeah, but it's the graphics.
Yeah, it's the graphics. That's all it's gonna keep me. So, like I said, if they can do it like they did Final Fantasy VII with any of the old games, I might take a look at it. But even Final Fantasy VII, I didn't pick it up yet. I have it downloaded, but I haven't played it because I actually haven't beat the PlayStation 1 version.
For me, it'll be Max Payne.
Ooh.
They need to remake
That's
that.
a good one.
Yeah.
Like you want the original Max Payne, or which one do you want?
The original.
Got you.
The original Max Payne. Actually, I'll take both. Max Payne 1 and Max Payne 2. Remake them both.
How'd you like Max Payne 3 though?
I ain't played Max Payne.
Bro.
I only played the first 2.
Because now that you said remakes, Max Payne 3 would be the best game to remake, bro. Like, I actually couldn't think of nothing off the top of the head, but Max Payne 3, just pick it up, bro. Just pick it up and play it. Like, you got a PS3, you said?
Yeah.
I'm going to send that to you, bro, because that game right there, it holds up with PS4 games like nothing, bro. I actually replayed it not too long ago, maybe like last year. Still amazing. It's fluid. The gunshots are realistic. Everything is like, even though he's like doing all these matrix moves, everything's realistic, bro. It's amazing. Like that game is super good. The bullet time in that, crazy. It's crazy.
I think you're convincing me. You're convincing me.
Bro. Yeah, I'll send it. Like as soon as we get done, bro, send me an address and we're gonna get this thing locked down. Cause you gotta play that one, bro. You got it.
Say less. Another one, because I'm also big on fighting games as well. Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
You know, a lot of people, I've actually heard that go across like a lot of people's pages. Michael B. Jordan said that, bro.
Bro.
Like he had put that on his Instagram not too long ago. He was like, if they remake one, remake that one. Right.
That's the best one.
That's what they said.
The best one, bro.
See, I actually haven't played a lot of fighting games, bro.
I'm heavy on the fighting game, man. That's mostly the fighting game. Those are the games that's mostly on my hard drive.
Got you.
Like Tekken 5, the Mortal Kombat. We about to get into the movie. And that's a perfect segue into the break. The Mortal Kombat series, Street Fighters. It is a fight game, it's more like a simulations fight game, Fight Night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're about to come up with a new boxing game. We're gonna cover that in the future.
That means you got to get the Oculus, man. So with the VR, they got boxing games on there. I think they got a Creed 2 and they got another boxing game on there.
Yeah, I saw the graphic Creed too, man. I ain't trying.
I ain't trying to go back to PlayStation era.
That's too cartoony for me, man. That looked like damn, what was that boxing game back in the day? Used to be on Dreamcast.
Was it Royal Rumble?
Ready to Rumble or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Ready to Rumble. It was Ready to Rumble.
That's how that joint look, man. I ain't trying
But you can
to.
move. But you can move like a Wii, bro.
Man, when I was at Comic Con, I play a lot of these. I play a lot of those games on the Oculus. They used to use, I forgot the movie that The Rock was a part of. I think it was called Skyscraper.
Hmm.
I played that. I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype of the virtual reality gaming. I don't.
You don't have the motion sickness yet.
I don't get the hype. Either maybe if I played the Iron Man joint, maybe because that
Hmm.
was kind of appealing to me. But so far, I haven't really been on the wave.
Oh, bro. We got to get into that on the next episode, but I'll put you on.
For
I'll
sure,
put
bro.
you on.
For sure, bro. But ladies and gentlemen, as you all, if you haven't been living under a rock, Mortal Kombat just released last night. Me and Isaiah, we had the opportunity to check it out. We have our thoughts on it. And also, in regards to video game franchises, you know, entering the world of Hollywood with movies and television shows, are there any other popular video game franchise that we would love to see turn into a series or a movie? We'll get into that as soon as we come back right here on the Gaming Chair. Welcome back to the Gaming Chair. And once again, everybody, you're enjoying this episode. Please do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe to the channel at the Tug Podcast Network. If you're listening to this via audio, you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeart, soon to come on Apple Podcasts, at the Tug Podcast Network, TUC Podcast Network. Now, Isaiah, before we went to break, we touched on the Mortal Kombat movie that just released on HBO Max in theaters.
Hmm.
What are your overall thoughts on it?
Uh, it was a good movie. I did enjoy all the fighting scenes. Like it was really good as far as like the brutality of things. I'm not gonna say I'm a gore head, but if I know if a movie has some blood coming out and some gore, oh yeah, they're doing it right because they're going all out. No PG-13. It's rated R. This is Mortal Kombat. Like they're not gonna hold anything back. But as far as the story goes, I'm not gonna say I was disappointed at all, but it left me wanting a lot more. Like I expected a lot more out of it, only due to them not showing as many characters as I would have liked to see.
Who were you expecting to see?
I mean, I'm a Scorpion guy, man. He was in the movie, but I
I know.
needed him to be one of those main characters. Because Sub-Zero was all over it, man. He was everywhere. But Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio guy. I like that redemption story. I like him getting his revenge, man.
See, here's my problem with the film. I was talking to now members of our Tuck family. His name is Sean. Right, he was going to see the movie today, and he was hyped up about it. Like he was looking forward to seeing the film. But I told him, bro, like it looks cheesy. I just said that just for like the trailer where they show school like get over here. I'm like, man, this looks cheesy as hell.
Yeah.
And then they did everything in the movie that I expected. Like Kano wins, flawless victory.
Oh, bro. That was cheesy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty cheesy.
Very cheesy. And the opening scene with Scorpion when he's like going crazy on everybody after Sub-Zero killed his family. The blood looked there like even though like it's a movie, of course, like you gotta suspend your disbelief, but the blood looked too fake.
Yeah.
I seen better blood in Ghost of Tsushima.
That game was amazing. That's a 10 out of
Yeah,
10 right there.
bro. See, I'll wait till I get a PS5 to play that, but
Oh, bro.
that's not here nor there. But and plus some of the characters as well in the movie, like Kano, he was the MVP of the entire movie for me. He was the
Bro,
best
he
character.
held it together. Like
What?
every scene he was in, he killed it. Like I'm not used to having like comedic relief throughout the whole movie of anything, but man, that dude, it's like he's that asshole funny. And I love to see it, bro, because I mean that kind of comedy is funny to me. It's like he's
Yeah.
annoying, and everybody in the movie knew he was annoying, but
And plus,
it was good, bro.
I loved his interaction with Sonya Blade. That
Yeah,
was fun. They had some great chemistry. And speaking of Sonya Blade and Jax, those were I dig their characters. The main protagonist, Cole, I wasn't feeling because I was trying to
no,
figure out like who is he supposed to be, and then it popped in. I'm like, he's an original character. You know, he's not supposed to be anybody from the gaming series. You
yeah,
know, but he did not gravitate my attention because at first when I saw him, I'm thinking like this dude like he in the wrong movie. Like, he's supposed to be a Tekken movie or something.
yeah, bro. I was like, bro, who are you, bro? Like, I had to think back. It's like, bro, I just beat Mortal Kombat 11. I don't know who this dude is at all. I don't know who that is, man. And compared to Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat 11, bro, that was like a movie in itself. Every single cutscene, bro. That game was crazy. Like I was like, yo, if this was a movie, I would love to watch this shit.
He was sick, bro, for real.
And it's like I kept doing that. I kept comparing the game to the movie, and I was like, where's that part in the game? Where's that part in the game? I kept doing that over and over and over, and I was like, it's a movie. They're setting up something different. Just watch it, Isaiah. Just watch it. And I was like, all right, where's this character? Where's that character? Where's this character? And I was like, dang, why is it so limited? And I don't know. That just having that in the back of my mind is my fault. Like I was just trying to compare things to the game and what I've always seen as far as like characters and how many they have. Like Mortal Kombat has a lot of characters, bro. Like it's over 20.
Over 100.
Yeah, bro. It's a lot. And just to see that many people in the movie, that's what let me down. Because I feel like all the people, excuse me, all the people from the bad side, it was like 5 of them, and it didn't give any backstory for them.
None at all.
Nothing.
Like Shang Tsung, he's supposed to be like I guess outside like Sub-Zero, he's supposed to be like the next big bad. Like he was just underwhelming. Raiden, I did not get Raiden vibes from the actor that played Raiden at all.
Man, I didn't even know he talked like that at all.
He don't sound like that in the game at all.
No, he didn't. My bad. I'm like coughing all over. He did not.
Melina, like to me, Melina, she did not look vicious enough with the teeth and all that. They did a bad job with her character.
It's like they weren't sharp.
Exactly. And they did my poor Reptile. They did my man Reptile dirty.
What did they do? Oh my god. What did they do? What didn't they do? They didn't give that man a ninja outfit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, like people don't know that Reptile really starts off as a human. Then over time, the fact that he's like away from like his natural habitat, he continues to dissolve until what he was shown to be in the movie as a full-fledged reptile. And then he basically gets killed just like that. So I don't know. Overall, I'm just disappointed. Instead of just having Cole, I wish they would have had Johnny Cage for the first movie, but based off the ending, they seem to be setting him up for the sequel.
Yeah.
But
actually just read today that one of the actors, one of the people in that movie, they signed on, depending how well the movie does, he's signing up for 4 more. So this movie might have potential to go on for another 4 movies.
It should.
Tell me about it. But it's like all those characters, you can't cram that into 2 hours.
It's not only that, just that Mortal Kombat. First of all, Mortal Kombat, like the history is so discombobulated because you have characters they died and they come back, and when they come back, you know, as a villain this time around. Right. A lot of people don't know that there's basically 2 Sub-Zeros. You got the new Sabat Sub-Zero. Either I'm not sure the guy from the Sub-Zero for this movie, I'm not sure he's supposed to be new Sabat or not. And then afterwards, you have the Sub-Zero that everybody knows to be Sub-Zero. But with the series, man, like it's very cheesy. Like all the gore and stuff. Like you cannot do like a full-fledged series off of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
All they just outside maybe like there's probably one game, no, two games, and I'm not sure we're gonna get into it. And if knowing you, I think we probably both gonna have the same answer. But to me, there's only two games, two video game franchises out there that I think you could do like a serious story around, whether it's like a TV series or a movie.
Mhm.
We already have The Witcher. We already have The Witcher
Oh
on
man,
Netflix.
The Witcher was good too. I
Very
love
good,
that show.
very good. But another one that they could be turned to like a epic TV series or a movie trilogy. God of War.
Oh, bro, it's like as much as I love God of War because I got Kratos right here. I
I know
got
you got.
Kratos and Ares right here. As much as I want to see that on the big screen, I don't want them to mess that up. Because if they mess that up on the big screen, I will forever be upset. That game right there is crazy good.
You can't mess that up though. You can't mess that up because the story is too good.
It
The
is.
story is too good. All you gotta do is just follow the story. Follow the story. Do not mess up on the character design.
Yeah.
Make sure the Titans look as detailed and crisp as they do in the video games. Because they did an amazing job with Godzilla and King Kong. So they
Right.
could, and those are considered to be Titans in the monster universe. So I'm not sure they could do that with Gaia and Kronos.
Yeah.
Zeus, Poseidon. Like you can't mess that up.
But you got to think. It's like where do you want to end that potentially first God of War? Because you're not gonna be able to cram that into a 2-hour movie unless you want to make it like a Justice League when it's 4 hours. Because that game,
It could be a trilogy. All you gotta do is follow the same formula as the video games.
this is true. But do you want to switch to Norse mythology? Because it's still going. We still got Ragnarok coming 2021, baby.
Yeah.
Because it's like, woo, you got a lot to deal with Kratos, man.
Have enough PS5 by the time that game come out.
Man, there's some hype around that. So yeah, I mean, God of War, seeing that on the big screen, I would love to see it because I mean, like you said, with like Godzilla vs Kong, the stuff they can do with CGI is actually amazing now. So I think they could do a good job as far as making things look realistic and at least having Kratos' blades swing like they should. Because even with the Mortal Kombat movie, like the way he was throwing around, the way Scorpion was throwing around his weapon, that thing looked good and has Kratos potential as far as like how he uses it. So I think it's possible that they could. I just don't want them to mess it up, man. I just don't want them to mess it up. I'm like thinking about it now, like, this is gonna give me nightmares if they do something bad.
Okay, so how about this though? What is there a video game property that you feel comfortable that a studio could do justice?
So Uncharted would have been amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I know they have it under wraps and they already filmed it. I'm just worried about it, man. Because you know how everybody's like talking about casting and why do they cast Tom Holland and all that? Drake was young at a time in the video games. In the third video game, he was young.
Who would be a great casting? I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Andrew Lincoln, dude that played Rick Grimes. I think he'd be perfect for that role.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. So see, I need you to look up. I want to say his name is Nathan Fillion. There's already like a Uncharted short, and he played Nate Drake perfect, bro. It's like maybe like a 15-minute video. It's probably on YouTube, but it's a fan-made film, and it's Nathan Fillion, and he is playing as Nate Drake. And everything they do in the game, he emulated that perfect.
That's what I said. Yeah, you're right.
He looked just like him.
Yeah.
He looked just like him, bro. And man, that they did an amazing job with that. And I was like, bro, if the movie looked like that, I would watch it and I would love it. Because I love that little short that he did.
He's also a voice actor at Destiny too.
Is he?
Yeah,
Man, nah. See, I didn't even know that.
he's already in the video game world.
See, man. Hey, a lot of people were upset that he was not cast, bro. I was looking at comments whenever we seen Tom Holland, and they were like, "Why didn't Nathan Fillion get it? Like, we wanted him."
But you know how it goes, right? You cannot always give the people what they want because they think that they can dictate everything.
This is true. This
You
is
know,
true.
so that's
Well, we don't
just
want to be suppressed anymore. The fans get what the fans want.
exactly, bro. Exactly. And another one, Uncharted is a good one, but I think another one would be The Last of Us as well.
And you know that show's coming too.
Really?
Pedro Pascal is gonna be Joel,
Oh, that
and
dude's
then I don't know how he's gonna be Joel. A lot of people want Hugh Jackman for that. Hugh Jackman would have been good. He would
yeah.
have
I
been
think
good for that.
he would have been better.
And then the little girl from Game of Thrones. You know the young little 13-year-old girl. She was like a queen, like the leader of like some army. I think
Sansa Stark?
it wasn't Sansa. It was
Arya Stark?
no, she wasn't even a Stark. She was one of the at
Oh,
the little girl that got killed by the giant. She killed the
got
giant
you,
actually.
got you. And she's probably like something about with the bear, Lady Mormont.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, she is gonna be Ellie.
Okay, then the show has to be on HBO then.
And that's exactly what show is what channel is gonna be on, bro.
it has to be. It has to be.
It is. It is. It's gonna be an HBO show, bro. So I mean, I know HBO always does good with their shows, so
Yeah.
I know they're gonna put a lot of effort into it, and it is one that I want to see as far as like being on there. I actually think a Gears of War movie would be good.
I
You don't
don't know.
think so?
I don't know.
It's just
I
like
don't-
I think they got enough capabilities now with CGI to where they can make it gritty. I like gritty things. I like
It's-
gritty stuff.
I'm with you on that, but the reason why I'm not sure on it because Gears of War is all about like the gore and the violence, kind of like with Mortal Kombat.
Right.
So basically, like that holds more weight than anything else. Like in my personal opinion, people play Gears of War. I know, especially in my case, people play Gears of War for like the gun battles and killing the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
The story, like honestly, like you want a good story, but the story comes secondary to like the fun factor. The
Yeah.
same with Mortal Kombat. But what's cra- I think Halo has a better chance of being like a better TV or movie series than Gears.
Bro, you know Halo? They're making a Halo movie too.
Stop.
All right, so you know the guy that played in
And Fable as
Den
well.
of Thieves. Den of Thieves. You seen that movie?
Yeah.
With Gerard Butler and 50 Cent. All right,
Mhm.
so the leader with 50 Cent, you know the guy with that Gerard Butler was having a shootout with?
Right.
That's Master Chief. He's gonna be Master Chief, bro. He's working out for it right now and training and everything. If you go to his IG.
I mean, Master Chief mostly has his helmet on anyway, so it
I know,
doesn't,
right?
it doesn't really matter who's
But
casting.
that voice.
Yeah. But on the flip side, though, is it like, 'cause I know we talk about it, it's just like, I think we all came with some great, games that might turn to be like great movies or TV series, but is there like a TV series or movie that you'd love to see turn to like a video game?
Let's see. Off the top of my head. That's a good question, bro. Because all I can think of, like, it would be something with a lot of action as far as shooting. That's all the movies are nowadays. Like, you don't really see a lot of sci-fi things to where it makes you think, like, oh, this could be a game. Like, a lot of the movies, I mean, a lot of the TV shows I end up watching are more serious as far as like Westworld. Like, that's actually a TV show about people in a video game. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like just gives like a flip side of like how people view video games as far as like a simulation that they're really going inside of. So I haven't really came across a TV show yet that makes me want to see it as a video game. That's a good question, bro, because a lot of times you see it the other way around. Like Vikings, like how you talk about Vikings. Like I can watch that and want to play Assassin's Creed, or I can watch a Marvel movie and want to play Spider-Man. Like it's just things that are similar. Like if I watch The Matrix, I'm gonna want to play Max Payne. So it's all about finding like similarity as far as like what they're doing in the movie that I can do in the video game. It's hard to say that I want to. Oh, The Matrix was a game, so it's like I could say The Matrix, but I did have the Enter the Matrix game. I had the Path of Neo. I had all those, so I think The Matrix probably would have been the top choice because that movie right there transcended everything as far as like the slow motion and dodging bullets, the bullet time, all that. So The Matrix would have been the top, even though it's already been done.
There's a show on Netflix, right? But the name escapes me. You know the show with like all these little kids and they deal like with monsters and stuff like that.
I want to say I do. It's like bedtime stories or something like that.
Stranger Things? I think it's called Stranger Things.
Oh, with the aliens and
No,
11 and all that.
yes, I think it's called Stranger Things.
Yeah, I seen Stranger Things.
I
I'm
think that
saying.
could be a I think that could be a good video game series. You know, I think they did something with Telltale. You know, like the little
Yeah, that they actually did.
yeah, but I also feel like a full legit like when you don't have to like choose like an option as far with the sort of like kind of what they do with the Walking Dead.
Right.
I think that could be something dope.
That would be good.
That'd be
Stranger
something.
Things was really good.
Yeah. But before we wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to give you some a peek of like what's to come in the future for the Gaming Chair podcast. One thing that we would love to do as you know we continue to like build up our brand, you know, get a following up is do like live gameplays for you guys on Twitch and stuff like that. You know, honestly, like I want to get a PS5. I don't think Isaiah is gonna look toward the Series X.
Sorry, Microsoft, but I love Sony. Sony, I got you. No,
He's what
I'll play them all.
you know, basically like you're what the gaming community would call like a Sony pony, right?
I'm riding that thing like high hold silver. No.
We got a term for that. So yeah, so the future for the Game with Chat podcast, what we love to do is, you know, we love to do live gameplays on Twitch. You know, just some interactions with you guys. Also, get some guests on the show. Like you guys can tell us some about your favorite games and stuff like that. Maybe we could do like live gaming parties. So that's basically like the future of what's to come for the Game and Chair podcast. As far as for us, you know, we just want to give you guys some insights for like the type of gamers that we are. As you can basically see, I'm the type of gamer that I don't beat every single game, and I haven't played every single classic game. Isaiah, my co-host on the other hand, he's hardcore with it.
Play them all.
He plays them all. He plays them all. So before we get out of here, brothers, do you want like opportunity to like plug yourself, like what you do with social media and stuff like that?
Yeah, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's LEDOOX2. That's Ledoux times 2. If you want to get me on PlayStation, my gamer tag is Deuce6. It's spelled wrong, so DUECE_DUECE6. Deuce6.
Deuce.
Yeah, man. I hit him with these, or I hit him with these. What kind of deuce you want, baby?
No, they probably got him. I need you to say that one more time for me.
So Deuce6. DUECE D_DUECE6.
Got you. Actually, you know, for next episode, we gotta cover some layouts with like our gaming handles and our IG tags, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'll put it right there in my name.
For sure. But as for me, you can find me on IG at Ladale the Fashionisto. If you're on the PSN, you can find me on D1Mav718. And on the Xbox, you can find me at LaDizzy90.
Dizzy.
LaDizzy90. So you want that smoking Tekken or Mortal Kombat? I'm the dude to get that ass with.
We calling out names. Rainbow Six. You guys got me on Rainbow Six. I'm the best teammate that you're gonna have, buddy. You want me on your team?
You the sniper?
Oh, I'm a running gun, man. I'm a cap can. I'm an ace. I do it all. Ash. Who else? I can't even think right now. Who else I can play? I can play with them all. Rainbow Six. I'm the teammate that you want.
Bro, I got that game downloaded too. on my hard drive on PS4 and on Series X.
Bro, I'm gonna need you to download it so I can get you right, bro.
Say that,
That's
but
gonna be the game we need to Twitch right there.
for sure. We gonna get on these gameplays, y'all. But ladies and gentlemen, that concludes episode 1 of the Game and Chair podcast. Look forward to us for future episodes. Once again, like, share, subscribe. YouTube channel, the Tuck Podcast Network. You can find us on Spotify, Google's Podcast, iHeartRadio, I believe. Yeah, iHeartRadio at the Tuck Podcast Network. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night or good morning whenever you see this. And we'll top it up with y'all next week, right here on the Game and Chair.
Peace.